Up with KREM begins now.
And so if regions improve and their numbers improve, they move forward. And so this is really determined by the citizens of these regions.
Well, right now on Up with KREM, parts of Washington state are moving to phase 2 in the roadmap to recovery, but that doesn't include our area. Up ahead, what Spokane and the East region must do to get there.
Day 2 of the Spokane Arena mass vaccination site went on a lot smoother than day 1. Today, what you need to know about getting an appointment.
And getting a vaccine in Idaho will be possible starting Monday. Right now, we're talking about how you at home can sign up for an appointment.
And there is dense fog across the inland northwest this morning. We're talking a dense fog advisory and what that means as you head out the door.
7:01 now. Good morning and welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Jen York. This morning we're tracking breaking news out of Adams County. Authorities say one man is in custody this morning on suspicion of murder. This is after deputies found one person dead inside a car. And the Washington State Crime Lab experts later found possible human remains in the trunk. Now, they made that discovery overnight in Othello. They also noted blood on the hood of the car. It's unclear how the Adams County Sheriff's Office tracked down the 28-year-old suspect. However, in this investigation, they are not able to identify the victims right now due to the extent of their injuries. Anyone with information is urged to call the number at the bottom of your screen. All right, 7:01, tracking that breaking news on KREM.com as well, but turning our attention outside this morning, it is a foggy start to our Friday morning. Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo is in the Outdoor Weather Center with everything we need to know.
Yeah, Jen, it's one of those mornings where I got a prop out here in the Weather Center. It's a broom, and I feel like a chimney sweep out here, you know, chimney, chimney, chim.
I like it.
Yeah.
Anytime we can reference Mary Poppins, Jeremy, I'm in.
I loved it. I saw it and I was like, they leave props for me out here, but it turns out it might just be a broom to clean off the Weather Center. All right, we do have some dense fog early on this morning. I'm going to drop this broom, all right, sorry about that noise. Here we go. Dense fog early on this morning, and temps for us hovering right at 30 degrees. That means this fog is freezing fog, and it's freezing to some of what it touches. But the fog is dense. It's reduced visibility is an understatement here. Airway heights, less than 1/10 of a mile is your visibility. That is exceptionally low. Half mile in Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, up in Sandpoint as well, but between Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint, that's where you're finding some of the densest fog. Our dense fog advisory in these areas shaded in gray lasts until 9 a.m., but even outside of there, be ready for it. That fog is very thick in nature. Temps right around 30 this morning for everyone means that fog is also freezing fog. It is going to stick around a bit longer. We do have a push of moisture trying to work its way in from the south. I don't think that really gets us. This model says, that's going to be widespread and really hit us. I think in the middle part of the day, might see some showers as temps climb up to near 40.
Near 40, not too bad, Jeremy. Thank you. Well, starting Monday, areas on the west side will move to phase 2 of reopening in Washington's reopening plan. That includes the West and Puget Sound regions. You can see them there on the map. Meanwhile, the rest of the state, including Spokane and the East region, will remain in phase 1. Yesterday, Governor Jay Inslee announced regions must meet 3 of 4 metrics to move forward. And right now, Spokane meets 2 of those requirements. In the latest report from the Washington State Department of Health, the East region has an ICU occupancy rate less than 90%. We're also seeing a 20% decrease in the admission rates at hospitals for COVID-19. To get to phase 2, we can either lower our test positivity rate or lower our case rates. The report shows the East region right now, though, has the 3rd highest positivity rate in the state at 21%. Meanwhile, though, case rates are up 12%. They need to decrease by 10% for 2 weeks. The governor says making it to phase 2, though, is up to us.
And so if regions improve and their numbers improve, they move forward. And so this is really determined by the citizens of these regions of what they decide to do and how much they decide to be diligent and how much they decide, not to have people over for dinner and infect them and don't have big Super Bowl parties. And
now in phase 2, restaurants, gyms, and movie theaters can reopen at 25% capacity. Indoor gatherings will be allowed of up to 5 people as well.
And while western regions are celebrating, many businesses here are still being hit hard with phase 1 restrictions. For them, phase 2 seems very far away. So KREM spoke with Benny's owner, Derek Bezoidis, who says he's losing hope of reopening.
I'm losing passion and I'm losing purpose, and my employees are losing passion and a sense of purpose, a sense of ownership, not really knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, what the sales are going to look like.
Employees to find other ways to keep his business going, including starting up a food delivery service.
Coming up now on 7:06, Chaz Health right now is working out the kinks at a new mass vaccination site in Spokane, at the Spokane Arena. Nicole Hernandez joins us live this morning from the arena to walk us through some of these new changes. Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Jen. So the biggest change that we have today actually has to do with this phone number right here. So we know that the plan is for this phone number to help people book appointments for vaccines at some point, but Chaz says that today that will not be the case. So even though when you call this phone number, it will go through, you will not be able to actually book appointments through that number. That will not start until next week, either Monday or Tuesday. And that is because all is going to depend on when they get their next batch of vaccines. So if you have any general questions, though, you can still call that number. It will connect you with the Department of Health. But if you think you have a confirmed appointment and haven't received your confirmation yet, that's a different number. That's when you call Chaz. That number is 509-444-8200. So that's the biggest change this morning. In the meantime, though, crews here at the arena made changes to help with traffic, and Chaz is working to expand their online server so the appointment booking site doesn't crash. That first day, Chaz ended up vaccinating 1,100 people. That was more than twice what their plan was. To help, crews made more exits for people getting the vaccine, and only people with a confirmed appointment are allowed in for a vaccine. They're also asking people with an appointment to come with proof of Washington residence or proof that they work here in the Spokane area. And they're asking people to show up a bit early for appointments. And as you might remember, there was a huge line right where I was standing at the arena, going beyond where a photographer is standing all the way into this corner here where the entrance for vaccines was. But of course, yesterday that looked much better than the first day we saw. So yesterday there were no lines. And of course, that's because of some of those changes that I mentioned, and hopefully that continues to go smoothly. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, Nicole, thank you. And Chaz Health leaders say they will be giving updates every day at 11 a.m. Monday through Friday as they work through opening that site to make it more efficient. So you can expect maybe some more changes coming in the future to make it easier on everyone. Of course, we'll track that here on Up with KREM. 7:08 now. Across state line, more folks in North Idaho will soon be eligible to get the vaccine. Tim Pham joining us now this morning to tell us everything you need to know. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good morning, Jen. Yeah, that's right. People in North Idaho who are hoping to get the vaccine, there is some good news this morning. We can tell you that starting today, up to 4,000 vaccine appointments will be made available for people who are eligible to get the vaccine right now. So here's what you need to know and what you need to do if you want to sign up. You'll want to log on to the Panhandle Health's website, or you can call their COVID hotline at 877-415-5225, and that number there is also on your screen. They will also share information on their social media channels, and of course, we here at KREM 2 will bring you that information as well. Meanwhile, Governor Brad Little signed a new executive order to get COVID data faster.
My executive order requires health districts and providers to regularly report the number of vaccine doses that have been allocated, how many shots have been given, and how many doses they have in inventory to ensure vaccine is getting out in a timely fashion.
The data will be reported on the Idaho Coronavirus Vaccine Dashboard. Little says this will apply to all providers administering the vaccine, not just public health agencies. Now, this comes after concerns in Idaho that some providers may be holding on to vaccines. Little also says he's increased grant availability and the number of National Guardsmen available to help in the vaccine distribution process. And looking ahead, those 65 and older will be able to start getting their first dose of the vaccine this upcoming Monday, February 1st. Now, Little says Idaho is receiving 2,400 vaccines a week, and he's also said that the state has requested more vaccines from the Biden administration. Dana Marie?
Well, it's one of the biggest events in winter sports this morning, which famous athletes will be competing in the X Games this weekend.
And this morning, we are learning more about the Novavax COVID-19 vaccine. In England, trials are showing some promising results against new strains of the COVID virus. We'll have more information in our next half hour.